Yo, what is up, everybody, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Guys, we are going to be checking out every Pokeball explained in 24 minutes. This was made by Pokemon Explainer. He has tons of videos on explaining all the Pokemon, items, whatever. I figured to start watching all of his videos, why not start with a Pokeball one? I figured it would be nice and easy, and maybe I'll learn something new with a certain Pokeball. And why I like a certain Pokeball. But yeah, we're going to get into it. If you guys like this video, I will gladly watch more of his content, because I've never seen any of his videos. It just looked unique. I looked at his channel. I was like, you know what? Okay, this looks pretty good. Maybe I'll check it out.
Pokeball. Now, this is the most common version of the Pokeball and where everything starts. As this is one of the most recognizable items from Pokemon, it has become a bit of a de facto mascot. This ball doesn't add any catch modifiers to the catch rate, as its modifier is
besides
in Pokemon Legends
besides
Arceus,
Pikachu,
there is a design variant of this
the Pokeball
that
is the real mascot.
craft the Pokeball using one Apricorn and one Tumblestone. The Great Ball. The Great Ball is a slightly more improved variation of the Pokeball.
Fun fact about the Pokeball. In the TCG, it's opening up the top, but the button is connected to the bottom. In the anime and everywhere else in the games, canonically, the button's supposed to be connected to the top part. So, and that's just something that they just never fixed. They were like, fuck it, we're keeping it like this.
Great Ball has a 1.5 times modifier, giving you better odds to catch.
And by the way, I'm going to be pausing too.
Pokemon. A Great Ball differs in appearance to the traditional.
If you guys don't like me pausing videos, go check out my Patreon. I don't pause shit over there.
A fun fact is that in Generation 1, a Great Ball was better to use than an Ultra Ball if you were trying to capture a Pokemon with more than 50% plus health and no status condition.
Wait, say it again?
Is that in Generation 1, a Great Ball was better to use than an Ultra Ball if you were trying to capture a Pokemon with more than 50% plus health and no status conditions. There is a Hisuian version of the Great Ball that you can craft using one Apricorn, one Tumblestone, and one Iron Chunk. The Ultra Ball.
I like the little Pokeball
speaker.
speaker.
Is the last of the original Pokeball variants that you could buy in stores. Ultra Balls are a more improved version of the Great Ball, as it has a 2x catch modifier. This ball is designed to be white on the bottom with a black top and a yellow H over top of that.
A lot of people's favorite Pokeball.
Is that in Japan, it is known as the
Hyper Ball.
There is a Hisuian variant that you can craft for one Apricorn, two Tumblestone, and two Iron Chunks. Master Ball. Master Balls are our first rare Pokeball, as in Generation 1, there is only one way to get it, and that is by defeating Giovanni, the leader of Team Rocket. There are ways to get
it repeatedly, don't forget about Add Silphico
on slots or winning grand prizes in any of the other mainline games. The catch rate for a Master Ball is 100%, except for one time, and that is when you try to use it on the Ghost Marowak in Pokemon Tower in any version of the Gen 1 games. The Master Ball has a white base, purple
Does it get wasted on?
Accents and an M on the front. Because Silphico invents the Master Ball in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow, the Master Ball is not available in Pokemon Legends Arceus, as it takes place in the past. The Safari Ball. Starting in Generation 1 all the way to Generation
Safari Ball looks different.
8, you could only use
the one in the corner
Ball in any of the Safari-type games. In Generation 1, it had a 2x catch rate modifier, but was nerfed to being only 1.5x modifier in subsequent games until Sword and Shield, where it is now just a 1x catch modifier and a variant of the normal Pokeball. The way to get the Safari Ball...
Because before, it was originally supposed to be just a Great Ball.
In Scarlet and Violet is with the DLC, the Indigo Disc, and to register 120 Pokemon in the Blueberry Pokedex. The Safari Ball has a white bottom and a Hunter's Camo colored top. Fastball.
Except for that one.
The Fastball was first introduced in the Johto game.
One of my favorites.
To the Pokeball that
Listen, I'm going to say right now, I love the Apricot Balls. They're some of my favorites. Like, I always loved the Lure Ball because of the anime. The Fastball was really cool. I didn't like how it was originally. Like, oh, you can only use it on Pokemon that run away. But the way that they have it now is so much more useful. I'll let him explain it.
Pokemon that are fast or quick to flee. In Generation 2, it was intended to have a 4 times catch rate modifier for all Pokemon that can flee, However, due to a coding glitch, it only does this for Magnemite, Grimer, and Tangela, which only have a 10% chance of fleeing. Every other Pokemon in
that I didn't know.
is only a 1x modifier. The
I didn't know
fastball
that.
is not a very common Pokeball, as it has been completely left out of Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, Diamond, Platinum, and Pearl, and you can only trade it into Black and White 1 and 2 via it being a held item by a Pokemon. It can be made via a white apricorn when given to Kurt in Azalea Town in Gold and Silver. Its design is a variation of a traditional Pokeball, except with a yellow lightning bolt on top and yellow side accent.
This should have been Pikachu's
level
Pokeball.
ball. The level ball is another of Kurt's apricorn.
Don't really
Pokeballs
care for the
introduced
level
in
ball, to be
Generation
honest.
2. Its catch modifier is based on how big of a level advantage you have over the other wild Pokemon you are trying to catch. If your Pokemon is
I guess it's
same
better than
level
the
or
than
under
the
level of the wild Pokemon
Nest
you are
Ball.
trying to catch, it has a 1x modifier. However, if your level is higher than but less than double the level of the wild Pokemon, it has a 2x modifier. If your level is more than double but less than 4x the wild Pokemon, you have a 4x catch modifier.
So this one's
If you
pretty
are
good.
4x the
So basically, this one's good for if you're trying to complete the Pokédex and you already have like all like the gym badges and probably Elite Four. So basically, if you're a higher level, this is a good one to just collect Pokemon.
level of the wild
But
Pokemon
Clickball's
or
better.
more, then you have an 8x catch modifier. However, due to a bug in the code in Gen 2, and I know there are a lot of bugs it seems, HP and status conditions are not factored into the catch rate. This ball can be made from red apricorns by Kurt in Azalea Town in the Gen 2 versions of the game. The level ball does not appear and cannot be acquired in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, or Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It can be traded into Black and White 1 and 2 via a held item of a Pokemon. The level ball has the same color scheme as the German flag, with a white bottom, black top, and a yellow halo band above the middle line. There is also a red V on the very front of the ball.
Oh my god. If Hitler had a Pokemon team, they would all be in level balls.
Lure Ball. The Lure Ball is another of Kurt's Apricorn
One of my
ball
favorites.
variations made out of blue Apricorn.
I know the net ball is just better.
The Lure
but-
Ball had an increased catch modifier if you use this ball while fishing. The modifiers for this ball have changed throughout the generations. If you use this in any gold and silver versions of the game, you would have a 3x catch rate modifier. If you used it in any of the Sun and Moon versions of the game, it had a 5x catch rate modifier. If you used it after these games, it had a 4x catch rate modifier. With Scarlet and Violet removing fishing from the game, the modifier would be applied if the Pokemon was in or on water.
Yep.
The Lure Ball doesn't appear
But here's the thing that I'm pretty sure Dive Ball works exactly the same.
here and cannot be
But I
acquired in
think
Ruby,
it's worse,
Sapphire,
actually.
Emerald, or Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It can be traded into Black and White 1 and 2 via a held item of a Pokemon. The Lure Ball has a white bottom and teal top with a red arrow and orange accents.
Yeah, I believe the Dive Ball
The
is
Heavy Ball.
the worst out of the three.
The Heavy Ball is one of Kurt's apricorn balls made out of black apricorns in Azalea Town. This ball is used for Pokemon that are more on the heavier side weight-wise.
Pretty-
The weight
nobody really
measurements
uses
and
it, though.
catch rates are
Like, you'd think it'd be
extremely
good for,
varied and
like,
don't
legendary
deal in
Pokemon.
multipliers, but instead just adds or subtracts to the catch rate. And this is a lot of numbers coming up, so buckle up. Now, if you're using this in gold, silver, or crystal, the modifiers are as follows. If a Pokemon weighs 225.5 pounds or less, or 102.3 kilograms or less, the catch rate modifier is minus 20. If a Pokemon
wow.
is 225.8 pounds or 102.4 kilograms to 451.3 pounds or 204.7 kilograms, there is no added catch rate. If a Pokemon is 451.5 pounds or 204.8 kilograms to 677.0 pounds or 307.1 kilograms, the catch rate is plus 20. If a Pokemon is 677.3 pounds, 307.2 kilograms to 902.8 pounds or 409.5 kilograms, the catch rate is plus 30.
Wait, I want to. So he said up to what was it, like 425? All right, I'm here on Bulbapedia. So let's just say he said 420, because I think it was like 250 to 420. It has like a negative, or it has like a neutral thing. Let's just say 420 is a number. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. So we're gonna add this. All right. So we're gonna see how many Pokemon actually are usable for the heavy ball. Okay. So I just did the math. There are only 115 Pokemon that this would actually give you an advantage. Guys, you guys don't understand. That's only like there's like I think 1,025 Pokemon. Guys, that's only 11% of the Pokemon that it works on. That's insane. Only 11% of all the Pokemon and counting as up to Gen 9, I should say, that this thing only works on.
If a Pokemon is 903.0 pounds or 409.6 kilograms or more, then the catch rate is plus 40. Now, that's just for the Generation 2 version of Gold, Silver, and Crystal. The rates are different in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and they are as follows. If a Pokemon is 451.3 pounds or 204.7 kilograms or less, then the catch rate modifier is minus 20. If a Pokemon is 451.5 pounds or 204.8 kilograms to 677.0 pounds or 307.1 kilograms, the catch rate is plus 20.
Okay, so basically anything that's above 400 is good. So that's even less percent than I didn't know you were just talking about Gen 2.
If a Pokemon is 677.3 pounds,
okay, so yeah, it's just a little bit less. Like it took off like 3 or pounds, not 3, like 5 Pokemon. So it went from 115 to 110. So that's even less percent than it was in what it would have been with Gen 2 mechanics.
The catch rate is plus 40.
Catch rate, I mean.
Now, in all these subsequent games this ball is in, the rates are as follows. If a Pokemon weighs less than 220.2 pounds or 99.9 kilograms or less, the catch rate is minus 20. If a Pokemon is 220.5 pounds, 200, this ball rate is 0 pounds or 409.6 kilograms or more, the catch rate is plus 40. Now, in all these subsequent games this ball is in, the rates are as follows. If a Pokemon weighs less than 220.2 pounds or 99.9 kilograms,
so it's still the same thing. Like
the catch rate is minus 20.
So the catch rate
7 pounds or Pokemon pounds or 200 pounds. The catch rate is minus 20. If a Pokemon is 220.5 pounds, 100 kilograms, to 440.7 pounds or 199.9 kilograms,
a lot of numbers.
Nothing is added or subtracted. If a Pokemon is 440.9 pounds or
okay, all right, I think we get
into
it.
Black and White 1 and 2 via a held item of a Pokemon.
I think we got it.
The heavy ball is white on the bottom, gray on the top, with blue dots on top of that. This is the only Johto Pokeball that has a Hisuian variation. In Hisui, the ball is completely gray with silver banding and black bumps. It's able to be crafted with 1 apricorn and 1 black tumblestone. The Love Ball.
Well, I think we're going to get to it because it's at the bottom.
Apricorn balls and can be crafted in Azalea Town with pink apricorns. It has an 8 times catch rate modifier if the wild Pokemon
Does anyone
is
even
a
use this
different
one?
gender than the player Pokemon's gender. It has a 1 times catch rate modifier if used on same gender Pokemon. The Love Ball doesn't appear and cannot be acquired in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald or Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum.
Yes, we know.
It can be traded into Black and White 1 and 2
I didn't realize that.
via a held item of a Pokemon, and the design of this Pokeball is white on the bottom with a dark pink top with light pink hearts on the front. The Friend Ball. The Friend Ball is another of Kurt's apricorn balls and is made from the
which is
green
actually
apricorn
useful
in
for
Azalea
some
Town.
Pokemon.
There is no catch rate modifier for this Pokeball. It does, however, set a caught Pokemon's friendship level to 200 in Generations 2 through 7 and 150 since Generation 8. The Friend Ball doesn't appear and cannot be acquired
Why would it
in
do
Ruby,
less?
Sapphire, and Emerald or Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It can be traded into Black and White 1 and 2 via held item of a Pokemon. This ball has a white bottom and hunter green top with red and yellow accents. The Moon Ball. The Moon Ball is another of Kurt's apricorn
It's a
balls.
sick-looking Pokeball, but it's stupid. Like, this should have been for Dark
types. That
types.
evolves with a Moonstone, then it has a 4 times catch rate modifier.
Loki, I should have just had
every
both.
other Pokemon, it has a 1 times catch rate modifier. However, due to a glitch in Generation 2, it has a 1 times catch rate modifier for all Pokemon. The Moon Ball doesn't appear and cannot be acquired in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, or Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It can be traded into Black and White 1 and 2 via a held item of a Pokemon. The ball has a white bottom with a teal and gray top with a yellow crescent moon. The Sport Ball. The Sport Ball is a special.
This doesn't have a catch rate, does it?
Generation 2 that was exclusive to the games until Generation 8. In the Generation 2 games, both original and the remakes, it is exclusive to the bug catching event. In Generations 8 and 9, it is essentially a variation of a normal Pokeball. The Sport Ball doesn't appear and cannot be acquired in Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, or Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. It can be traded into Black and White 1 and 2 via a held item of a Pokemon. It has the same color scheme as a Pokeball, except it has a white S on the top front of the Pokeball.
No, it doesn't.
The Net Ball. The Net Ball is
the
first
it does.
Pokeball variant that is from Generation 3. The Net Ball currently has a 3.5 times catch rate modifier if used on a Pokemon that are water or
bug
From Generation 3
catching
to Gen 6, the catch rate modifier was 3 times on water and bug type Pokemon. Any other type of Pokemon, it has the 1 times catch rate modifier. The Net Ball is one of the more common Pokeball variants, as it is available in every mainline Pokemon game since its debut.
Yeah.
The Net Ball has a white
it's
bottom
so
with
useful.
a teal top and black netting design around.
Do you know how many water type Pokemon
the
are?
Dive Ball.
The least
The Dive
one.
Ball made its debut in Generation 3. It currently has a 3.
It was only good for diving Pokemon, but now there's no point.
Water dwelling. However, in Generation 3, when it made its debut, it only gave you a catch rate modifier if you were underwater when you used it. Otherwise, this ball has a 1 times catch rate modifier. Gen 9 has complicated the rules for this ball as well. The bonus catch rate only applies to Pokemon that either swim in water or Pokemon that typically walk on land and that have entered water. Also, due to a bug in the game, if you were to use the Dive Ball near the fire-scored shrine in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the catch rate modifier will not be counted. The Dive Ball is completely teal in color with gray accents on the bottom and white accents on the top. The Nest Ball.
Garbage.
The Nest Ball is
this is
another
garbage.
Pokeball variant
I don't like this
in
one.
Generation 3. The Nest Ball currently has a catch rate modifier that increases based on the level of the wild Pokemon being caught and is a bit complicated. To figure out the multiplier, we need to do some math.
Did you just see that lag?
And is a bit complicated. To figure out the multiplier, we need to do some math.
What was
For
up with
the
that
catch rate
spin?
modifier, you take the number 41 and subtract the wild Pokemon's level, then divide that answer by 10. The Nest Ball works best on lower level Pokemon, with its effectiveness diminishing as the Pokemon's level increases towards that number of 41. For Pokemon of higher levels, it functions with the standard 1 times catch rate modifier. The Nest Ball has been a consistent option in most mainline Pokemon games since its debut. Its design features a white bottom and a green top with a leaf-like pattern. The Repeat
Yeah, not my
Ball.
favorite. This one everyone
The
likes to
Repeat Ball
use.
is another Pokeball variant that was introduced in Generation 3. The Repeat Ball has a 3.5 times catch rate modifier when used on Pokemon that you've already registered in your Pokedex.
Yep.
For any Pokemon that hasn't been caught before, it functions with the standard 1 times catch rate modifier.
Sounds about right.
This makes it a popular choice.
Oh,
if
just
you
wait
are
till we get
looking to
Beast
catch
Balls.
duplicates
You're
or
gonna
shiny
be like, what the hell?
You've already encountered. The Repeat Ball has appeared in every mainline Pokemon game since its debut, maintaining its utility for collectors and completionists.
Respectfully, Gen
Its
3 and
design
Gen 4 had the
features a
best
white bottom
Pokeballs.
and an orange
Luxury
top
Ball,
with
Repeat
black
Ball,
stripes. The Timer Ball.
Timer Ball.
The Timer Ball is another variant introduced in Generation 3.
It's not as used.
Timer
It's not
Ball
used as
becomes
much.
more effective as the number of turns in battle increase. It starts at a 1 times catch rate modifier, but gradually rises to a maximum of 4 times catch rate after 10 turns in battle. This makes it an excellent choice for prolonged battles, especially against legendary Pokemon or difficult catches.
Yep.
The Timer Ball has been available in most mainline Pokemon games since its debut, making it a reliable
Wait,
option
Luxury
for
Ball was in Gen
patient
3?
people.
I thought
Its
Luxury
design
Ball was in
features
Gen
a white
4.
bottom and a black top with a red and white circular clock-like pattern. The Luxury Ball. The Luxury Ball is a Pokeball variant introduced in Generation 3, and it behaves similarly to the
thought
Friend
it came
Ball,
Gen
and unlike
4.
other Pokeballs,
'Cause I've never
focused on
seen it
improving
until
catch rates,
I
the
think you
Luxury
could
Ball
buy in
provides
Summer
a unique
in
benefit
Sunny
to the
Shore
Pokemon it captures.
City,
Pokemon
or
caught in a
whichever one the
Luxury
8
Ball
gym is
gain
at.
friendship points at an accelerated rate, making it an excellent choice for trainers aiming to evolve Pokemon that require high friendship or to strengthen their bond quickly. The Luxury Ball has been a consistent option in most mainline.
It also
Pokemon
looks the
games
coolest to
since
me.
its debut.
Like it's black, gold, and
Its design is
red.
sleek and elegant, featuring a black base adorned with gold accents and a sparkling red band.
Yep.
The Premier Ball.
Cleanest looking one.
The Premier Ball is a Pokeball variant introduced again in
This
Generation
one,
3.
I like it.
It functions identically to a standard Pokeball with a 1x catch rate modifier.
But it sucks, it doesn't do anything.
However, the Premier Ball is unique in its exclusivity, as it is typically obtained as a bonus when purchasing 10 or more regular Pokeballs at once in most games. Its appearance is the inverse of a Pokeball, with the ball being completely white with a red banding in the middle. The Dusk Ball. The Dusk Ball is a Pokeball variant that was introduced in Generation 4, and the Dusk Ball excels in dark environments, currently offering a 3x catch rate modifier when used in caves or during nighttime. Prior to Gen 7, it had a 3.5x catch rate modifier. In any other setting, it has the standard 1x catch rate modifier.
They need to make a inverse version of this, like the Daybreak Ball or something.
Sunset. Since its debut, the Dusk Ball has been available in most mainline Pokemon games, becoming
because I made one because I'm making a fan made game and I'm making a
green base with
one. I just don't remember what it's called. I think I called it Daybreak or some shit.
The Heal Ball.
Been a minute since I've worked on it. Been busy with
variant
YouTube
introduced in Gen 4,
and Patreon.
and it functions with the standard 1x catch rate modifier, but offers a unique benefit. Any Pokemon captured with a Heal Ball is fully restored immediately upon capture, with all HP and status conditions healed. This makes it especially useful for anyone who wants to add a new Pokemon immediately to their team without needing to visit a Pokemon Center. The Heal Ball has appeared in most mainline Pokemon games since its debut.
I mean, I guess it could work out. Like, let's say if you're doing a
pattern on it.
Nuzlocke in Coliseum or XD, I guess it could work.
Is a variant introduced in Gen 4, and it is most effective when used
Top
at
3
the
balls.
very start
Dust
of a
Ball,
battle,
no, Luxury Ball first,
5x catch rate modifier
Quick Ball,
used on
then
the
Dust
first
Ball.
turn. After the first turn,
as of right now,
effectiveness drops to the standard 1x catch rate modifier, making it ideal to capture Pokemon quickly. The Quick Ball has been a staple in most mainline Pokemon games since its debut. Its design features a striking blue and yellow color scheme with bold radiating patterns. The Cherish Ball. The Cherish Ball is a special Pokeball variant introduced in Gen 4. Unlike other Pokeballs, the Cherish Ball cannot be purchased or found in the wild.
It's weird how it goes
because
it kind of like cuts the sphere.
By official promotions. It has the standard 1x catch rate modifier, but serves as a unique marker to signify the Pokemon's special origin. The Cherish Ball has appeared in many mainline Pokemon games as part of various.
Think about it this way: the Origin Ball was basically the Cherish Ball.
Striking and elegant, featuring a glossy red top with black and white accents. The Park Ball.
The red and black, I do gotta admit, looks sick.
The Park Ball is a special Pokeball variant introduced in Generation 4.
I don't care about
it
this one.
It is exclusively used in the Pal Park feature to capture Pokemon transferred from earlier games. The Park Ball has a 100% catch rate, ensuring that any transferred Pokemon can be caught without fail during the Pal Park minigame.
That's true.
Unlike most Pokeballs, it cannot be obtained or used outside of this specific context. Its design features a white bottom and a yellow top with teal banding. The Dream Ball. The Dream Ball is a special Pokeball variant introduced in Generation 5. It was originally used in the Dream World feature where Pokemon with special
abilities. This thing sucked back then, but it's actually useful now.
The Dream Ball has a 1x catch rate modifier similar to the standard Pokeball, but its primary significance lies in its unique design and its association with event or Dream World Pokemon. It has appeared in some event distributions and special in-game events. Its design features a soft pink top with a starry swirling pattern and a pale purple bottom. The Beast Ball. The Beast Ball is a special Pokeball variant introduced in Generation 7. It is designed specifically for capturing Ultra Beasts, mysterious and powerful Pokemon from other dimensions. The Beast Ball has a 0.1x catch rate modifier when used on regular Pokemon, making it a pretty poor choice for them,
straight up garbage.
but it has a 5x catch rate modifier for Ultra Beasts. The Beast Ball is typically available in the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon games during the Ultra Beast side quests. Its design features a neon green and yellow color scheme with a jagged pattern that reflects the otherworldly nature of the Ultra Beast. The Feather Ball. The Feather Ball is a Pokeball variant introduced in Pokemon Legends Arceus. It is designed to be effective for catching flying-type Pokemon or those that are far away, as it can be thrown at a distance. The Feather Ball has a catch rate modifier of 1x, similar to the standard Pokeball, but it is known for its unique throwing mechanics. However, when you boost the ball, the Feather Ball has a 1.25 times catch rate modifier. It is more accurate when thrown from a distance, particularly useful for catching Pokemon in the wild without engaging them in battle. This ball can be crafted using 1 Apricorn and 1 Sky Tumblestone. The Feather Ball's design features a light blue top with white feather-like patterns. The Wing Ball. The Wing Ball is a Pokeball variant introduced again in Pokemon Legends Arceus. It is an upgraded version of the Feather Ball designed to offer improved accuracy and distance when capturing flying-type Pokemon or those situated far away. The Wing Ball has a 1.5 times catch rate
just
modifier,
a great ball
or
version
when
of the
boosted,
Feather Ball.
1.75 times, similar to the Feather Ball, but its primary advantage lies in its ability to be thrown farther and more precisely.
Yep.
This makes it a useful tool for catching hard-to-reach Pokemon in the wild. This ball can be crafted using 1 Apricorn, 1 Sky Tumblestone, and 1 Iron Chunk. The Wing Ball's design features a light blue top with a streamlined wing-like pattern that highlights its aerodynamic purpose, evoking the notion of flight and speed. The Jet Ball. The Jet Ball is a
Best
variant
design
introduced in
one.
Pokemon Legends
Hands down.
Arceus.
Just because like
It
the
is
wings are
designed
so
for
more
capturing
like
fast-moving
detail.
Pokemon or those in difficult to reach areas. The Jet Ball has a 2 times catch rate modifier, but its main feature is that it can be thrown at a much greater distance with even more improved
It's just the
accuracy
Ultra Ball
over
version.
the Feather Ball and Wing Ball. It is especially useful for Pokemon that tend to move quickly or are situated very far from the player. The Jet's ball design is sleek and aerodynamic, featuring a dark blue top with silver accents that resemble the streamlined shape of a jet. The Leaden Ball. The Leaden Ball is a variant of the Heavy Ball in Pokemon Legends Arceus. It is designed to be used in situations where stealth is key, particularly for catching Pokemon that are easily startled or in areas where the player wants to remain undetected. The Leaden Ball has a 1.7 times catch rate modifier, or 2 times when boosted, but its unique feature is that its heavier weight allows it to be thrown with more precision and less noise, helping to avoid alerting nearby Pokemon. The Leaden Ball's design is black all over with very few metallic gray accents. The Gigaton Ball. The Gigaton Ball is a Pokeball variant that was once again introduced in Legends Arceus. It is designed for capturing tough and resilient Pokemon,
I never noticed all the
particularly those with
patterns.
higher levels or who are more difficult to catch. The Gigaton Ball has a 2.5 times catch rate modifier,
I love the unknown.
2.75 times when boosted, but it excels in its ability to be thrown with increased accuracy and power, making it effective in more challenging capture situations. The design of the Gigaton Ball
Visually,
is
the
robust and
Gigaton
heavy,
is like
featuring
is
a
my
large
favorite.
metallic
Like all
appearance
black
with a black
That's sick.
base and light gray characters and light gray accents all
Why
around
is
it.
the
The final
Ultra
ball
Ball
on our
have a
list
black
is
bottom?
the Origin Ball, and the Origin Ball is a special Pokeball introduced in Legends Arceus. It is used exclusively for capturing Origin form Dialga or Palkia. The Origin Ball's significance is that it automatically catches these Pokemon. The Origin Ball is an all-red glossy design.
Alright. Well, if you guys didn't learn anything, then I guess you're just smarty pants. But yeah, I did learn a few things though. Don't remember what they were because there was just so much information. But yeah, I like this video. I might check out his other ones, and so stay tuned for that. If you guys want to know when those come out, for my reactions, hit that bell so you guys are always notified, and also subscribe to check out my other videos and stuff. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.
I got that Air Force energy, fighting all my friends and my enemies. You get chopped down trying to fuck with me. Pressure locked down, you can never leave. Now you screaming Bankai, but you got the wrong guy. Yeah, yeah. Oh my, ain't no way I'm gon' die.